In what might be the most shocking trade in NBA history, the Los Angeles Lakers have just acquired Luka Doncic in exchange for Anthony Davis. This deal could not be any more shocking and just came completely out of left field. There was no reports of Luka or AD being moved during this year's trade deadline at all, and it comes as a complete shock to the NBA community. These two caliber players, we've never seen a trade like this before. A 25-year-old Luka who's destined to win multiple MVPs and potentially championships, and AD who is a defensive force with already one championship and arguably should have a couple defensive players of the year. According to reports, the Mavericks were concerned about Luka's conditioning and being able to stay in shape, especially over the last couple of years, the weight gain that he has had, and their concern over that. Luka was in line for a Supermax contract this offseason, and the Mavericks just didn't look at that as a good investment going forward, so ultimately called the Lakers. And if you're the Lakers, you can't say no to a player of the caliber of Luka Doncic. Plus, at only 25 years old, and their stars in LeBron and AD, both obviously aging, this is a new start for them and allows them to build for their future and build around Luka Doncic. There was actually some concern from Lakers fans and just front office in general about how to go forward. Either give up all your assets for the future and try to win with LeBron, or prepare for the future. And this kind of obviously shows the trend that they're going to probably pursue, and that's just building around Luka and kind of building for the future. With Luka and LeBron being a duo in LA, obviously they're a championship contender. The big flaw in the team now is they don't have a good big man. Jackson Hayes is the best big man for the Lakers, and if that's your best big man, you're not going to be able to compete for a championship. And just their lack of defense in general. The perimeter is going to be a liability. Luka really can't guard anyone, but his immense offensive talent kind of overshadows that, and the pros outweigh the cons in my opinion. Now the Lakers, during this trade deadline, where do they go from here? They honestly probably have to revisit that and talk it over and make a new plan. All the plans they had before this completely changed. Luka changes everything for the Lakers. Now, what does this mean for Dallas? In terms of fit, the fit actually goes very well with AD. And listen, when AD is healthy, you can say the same thing about Luka when he's healthy. They're both extremely impactful players and probably top 10 players in the league when healthy. The fit for this Mavericks team with AD now, they get a huge defensive force, a guy that alters shots at the rim. Whether he blocks them or not, he makes players think about that before they go up for layups and ultimately alters their shots and completely changes other opponents' offenses. The Mavs already have a lot of places in peace that fit their roster very well. They traded for PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford last season, who were big acquisitions that helped them get to the finals last year. They also acquired Klay Thompson in the offseason, and his perimeter shooting along with PJ Washington's perimeter shooting and ability to defend really helps this team out. And now AD, who wanted to play the 4 anyway, he was very vocal about that, now can play the 4 on this team alongside Gafford, and that's kind of two big guys down low being able to defend. They're going to have a huge paint presence, and now Kyrie also offensively gets to take the load of having the ball in his hand and being the primary ball handler on this team, which we've seen him excel in. Now, in my opinion, I think both teams won this trade. AD to the Mavs gives them a different asset in their contending efforts here. On the defensive end specifically, I think they're still in more of a win now mode. Not to mention they also get a good role player in Max Christie who can play on the perimeter, guard other teams' best players, and also knock down the 3 ball on the wing. Now for the Lakers, with those two guys, obviously Luka and LeBron, that's two guys, top 10 in the league, some of the greatest players of all time, like I said before. They're already going to be able to contend just with that pure talent alone. We'll see what other moves they make at the deadline to see if they're really going to go all in this year to contend or really just prepare for the future. I mean, their future's set now. They're going to build around Luka, and this whole outlook of the NBA looks completely different. You got to be happy if you're an LA fan. Mavs fans, I don't know. We'll see how it goes for them. If they win a championship, they look great, right? If it doesn't work out, you just gave up your future potential MVP only at 25 years old. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. This is crazy, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll keep you up to date on this. Peace.